he's getting sunned right now between me and Daniel. I don't mean to do this.
You look every bit at 5'11".
Point that out. Let the internet point that out.
Well,
I'm going to stay over here.
Look at him on
should I
TV.
be the one who says maybe we should just put Hawk over there?
You go over there.
Y'all switch.
No,
Come
you
on
go
over
over
here.
there.
I mean, I'll gladly.
Yeah, now you're studying Greeny.
No,
Honestly, there's
It's
not
not.
much change.
Yeah.
It kind of looks the same.
You could have played ball. You could have played linebacker
I
for
like
almost
standing
10
next to
years.
Will because I broke his tackles when we played against him.
Would you go?
Okay,
I'm not intimidated.
who won that game?
Will,
I don't remember.
Let's dive into week number 2. Adam Schefter is here as well. Let's set the scene. We have huge questions to be answered leading into week 2. Kansas City, a showdown Super Bowl rematch with Philadelphia. Will they have Xavier Worthy? Shefty.
First of all, glad to be left out of that height conversation. As for Xavier Worthy, he's got a dislocated shoulder, didn't practice yesterday, and they are preparing not to have him for Sunday's Super Bowl rematch against the Eagles. Keep in mind, Rashee Rice is serving a 6-game suspension. So no Rice, it looks like no Worthy, and it looks like Patrick Mahomes will have to find other places to find that big play explosiveness that Worthy brings.
All right, we have another huge injury that seemed to pop up out of nowhere. Brock Purdy, San Francisco, how long are they going to be without him?
Kyle Shanahan said yesterday it's a long shot he'll play Sunday, which is code for he's not playing. And Kyle Shanahan said it'll be multiple weeks. So they'll probably be without him this week and next week, and then they'll evaluate to see how he's coming along from a shoulder injury and a toe injury. But it looks like Mac Jones will be starting Sunday at New Orleans, Greeny.
That's a crazy story. And then finally, we get the game tonight that we're all looking forward to.
Mike played less than 29 plays, though the Commanders head coach Dan Quinn, who coached Parsons in Dallas, thinks it's a short week and the Packers should probably rest Parsons, though I think the Packers disagree.
I mean, it's a good way to look at it, but obviously it's been sort of a party with the Packers, right? A Packers-Parsons party. But if there's anyone who's always happy to be the party pooper, it's Chris Mad Dog Russo. Listen to what he said about this yesterday on First Take.
You guys are making Micah Parsons out to be Lawrence Taylor. He played 30 snaps. He played 30 snaps. Let's take it easy. Green Bay is right now the flavor of the month. Everybody thinks that the Packers are going to be the team to beat with the Eagles in the NFC. Let's put a little kibosh on it for the moment, and let's see how they handle it with Daniels, who might be the second best quarterback in the conference. Let's see how they handle it when he goes there on Thursday night.
All right, let me meet Mad Dog halfway, okay? Sometimes things happen in week 1, and they aren't as real as we think they are. So, Dan, I'm looking right at you. Coming off of week 1, we'd say to ourselves, Micah Parsons is going to make the biggest difference of any player who would change teams in the entire NFL, and the Packers look like the team to beat in the NFC. Are those actually true?
The team to beat in the NFC is the Philadelphia Eagles. The team that I think is most equipped to beat the Eagles is the Green Bay Packers. His impact in week 1 was tremendous. And you look at the way that the football team played. We've talked about that. The energy, the juice, the excitement is a big deal. We're talking about a guy that Jordan Mailata, going into the Cowboys,
Impact he was making just on the entire franchise immediate.
We are real ball watchers here on Get Up. So when I turn the tape on and I watch, the energy, like they care about football, and now he's additive instead of having to have the whole responsibility of production on his shoulders.
Yeah, they talk about how excited they are in Green Bay, and they have every reason to be excited in Green Bay. You see it with the moves they made in the draft and now with Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons coming into this franchise and this defensive side of the ball is not only making the defense better, but he's elevating everybody else around him. So a guy like Rashawn Gary, who's sitting there on the opposite side, not getting as much attention, will have a lot more one-on-one blocks. There's going to be a lot more production for everybody else around him.
Here's what I find myself thinking, Will. I find myself thinking Jaden Daniels is watching and listening to all of this and thinking, I've got him right where I want him. The whole world is talking about them. The whole world is talking about Micah. The whole world is talking about the Packers. We're the team that went to the NFC Championship game a year ago, and they've all forgotten about us. What does he have in store for the Packers tonight?
Micah Parsons?
No, what does Jaden Daniels have in store for the Packers?
Quarterback for the Commanders.
Quarterback for the Commanders. Jaden Daniels has got to play his game. You look at last year, and look, everybody's going to be on the Packers in this game. But you look at Washington coming in, they have the veterans, they have the unit on defense. Their run defense was the top-performing run defense last week. Jaden Daniels, if they can live in that third and manageable to where he can create plays with his legs, dude's dotting the ball over the field. We can't have drop balls. I think there were 3 last week. But Jaden Daniels is as electric as anybody in the league. You look at the Hail Mary last year against the Bears. You look at the game-winning drive against Philly. You look at going into Detroit, backs against the wall and making plays happen. I think the Commanders are in a great spot.
You don't want to play against a Micah Parsons defense in 3rd and 5 or more. It's the best defense in football when that's the case. The two things to pay attention to tonight when Washington has the ball at Green Bay on defense. No huddle for Washington's offense. It's what they do best, and they do it more than anybody. You're going to try to tire Micah Parsons out. He's still getting acclimated to playing football. We're going to make you run sideline to sideline. So you're going to see no huddle, kick the ball to perimeter. You're going to run all the way there, Micah. Do it again. And so can we get him off the field? Okay? The second thing is this, and I go back to when Micah was with the Cowboys and he would play against Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. And sometimes they wouldn't even block him. They wouldn't even block him, those teams. And so I want to see tonight this Cliff Kingsbury put Micah in conflict where instead of thinking you're going to dominate him, make him think while he's tired. Put him in that zone read situation where he's got eyes on Jaden Daniels, and then he's got eyes on Deebo Samuel, and he just ran sideline to sideline 4 plays in a row, and he's gassed, and it's like, oh my gosh, and then we crease him. And so that's what's to watch tonight. How defensively he and the Packers handled the no huddle, and then how much their eyes are obsessed on Jaden Daniels and Deebo Samuel. And does that free some stuff up for other people?
I think a lot of things, people are revolving a lot of conversation around how many snaps Micah Parsons is going to have. It's like, how many snaps can we make count for Micah Parsons? Because we know Matt LaFleur, friend of the show, he's probably watching right now, getting a kick out of all the
smile on his face.
He's taking notes. You know Dan Orlovsky knows his stuff.
Yeah.
So he's going to say, okay, let's put Micah Parsons in a position to be effective when we get him in 3rd and 5.
Right.
So having more snaps is not necessarily more important. It's how can we make Micah Parsons the most efficient we possibly can.
He might not be on the field a ton on first downs, second downs.
Yeah, why not?
Because you might get gassed by 3rd down and then he's off.
Well, there's a guy who didn't have a training camp, had basically been playing football for 10 days, and now he's got 2 games in 5 days. Yeah. So I'm really not sure what to expect on that front. But I am fascinated by watching Daniels in this spot. We could put the pics up on the screen here. We only have one Commander helmet is what I was told ahead of time, and it belongs to Will. Very quickly, what do you see, though, from Jaden Daniels tonight?
I think Jaden Daniels gives the Packers a run for their money. I like the Packers, obviously, from the graphic, but at the same time, when you watch them in week 1, they had trouble getting down the field. Jaden Daniels is the best short to intermediate thrower in the league, but it takes him a couple games to start connecting down the field. And he had the same issue last year as a rookie.
Why do you like the Commanders tonight on the road, Will?
Because I love the city. I love Washington.
Okay.
That's where I cut my teeth in this league.
If
it's going to be week 2 of me on Get Up ESPN and I'm picking the Washington Commanders or the Green Bay Packers, I'm a loyal dog. I love where the Commanders are at right now. Keep talking about the Green Bay Packers. Because I'm telling you, Washington's coming this Thursday.
Dan looks like a president with his bodyguard.
I'm saying we're watching all this Micah Parsons film, not to mention the 1 sack, 3 pressures, one that caused an interception. He's out there running like a man. Skeletor over here would be in absolute panic mode. Micah Parsons chasing him down.
There was really no need for that.
You'd be the only linebacker in the league that could have
crazy shot. We're all trying to be friends
just
here,
grab
Will.
this conversation. How do I just?
Yeah, but how about Dan's body?
I keep looking at the screen and look at it.
Skeletor because I'm in shape?
I knew this moment would come where I would lose control of the proceedings, and it has arrived. Dan, come over here. Let's play a game of more or less. It's brought to you by ESPN Bet Sportsbook. These are all for Dan. Dan, Jordan Love, tonight, 1.5 touchdown passes. You go more or less?
I'm going to say more. Washington defensively wants to play man coverage. Jordan Love going to throw the football down the field in their play-action game. While Jalen Hurts is very good at doing it, I think Jordan Love is equally, if not better, throwing the ball downfield. So I'm going to go Jordan Love more.
Dan, 77.5 rushing yards is the number for Josh Jacobs. You going more or less?
I'm going to say less, and that's because I think you're going to be aggressive throwing the football if you're Green Bay. I think that the Washington Commanders want to put bodies at the line of scrimmage. They want to trust their man coverage. And I think Josh will be stymied a little bit, and Jordan throwing the ball downfield will be the main story.
And so then we get to Jaden, and that's 276.5 total yards. So that's passing plus rushing yards. You're going more.
Yeah.
So to recap, we're going to go with Love, 2 passing touchdowns, Jacobs under 78 rushing yards, and Daniels more than 276 total yards. That's a parlay right now on the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app at plus 447. Look for the more or less featured parlay on the homepage and in the parlay lounge. In the meantime, we've got the betting covered. We've got the fantasy covered. No one loves this stuff the way Adam Schefter loves this stuff. So, as people are looking at their lineups and making their decisions, give me 3 fantasy plays you love this week.
All right, Green, here's 3 guys that I would look at to play this week if you could in your lineup or in fantasy sports, whatever it may be. Christian McCaffrey with the 49ers. Devontae Adams with the Rams, Zach Charbonnet. Devontae Adams has got a major rapport going with Matthew Stafford. Already, he's looking in his direction. So you have to figure he's going to score big. Christian McCaffrey, without Jawan Jennings, without George Kittle, somebody's got to produce offense for the 49ers. He's going to be the simplest way to do that. And Zach Charbonnet very quietly took away work carries, play time from Kenneth Walker last week. They have a tough matchup in Pittsburgh. Zach Charbonnet is going to be more involved this season, as we mentioned on Sunday Countdown, in the Seahawks offense, and that will continue on Sunday.
It's a fascinating matchup. That Mike McCarthy, we'll see what that defense looks like up against Aaron Rodgers, who threw 4 touchdowns. Football is back right now. New ESPN Bet customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 bet. Score more from the game with the Sportsbook for sports fans. Sign up with the promo code GETUP to get started today. Coming up, has the league caught up to the Chiefs? An NFL legend says Patrick Mahomes has lost the thing that made his team great. You'll hear what it is, and we'll talk about it straight ahead. Plus, the D and Big D about to stand for domination. We'll show you why Big Blue is headed toward a giant beatdown. We're all over that, but first, here we go. Sneaky Hembo is coming for the bussin', guys, and here it is.
Hold on.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Go ahead.
Was I intimidating you?
Yeah, it was just that last week we want to know. I need it again.
Okay. By scoring margin, which quarterback handed Patrick Mahomes the biggest loss of his NFL career, regular season or playoffs? So by the difference in the final score, which quarterback handed Mahomes his worst NFL loss? The answer is next.